Today is March 25th, 2012, and you're watching Overgrowth Weekly 67. I am Lukas, and this week, as you can see, I am alone. I am forever alone. And that's because Anton isn't here, and I couldn't find anyone who could come on to the show. So, yeah, boo-hoo. Everything is bad. Also, this week, there was no alpha, so that's because David had that flu we talked about last week, so that happens. So no alpha, no Anton, and also this episode is pre-recorded, so yeah, there you go. I decided to take the chance since Anton is gone. There has been no alpha. There's been basically no community content this week, and 2 news items, I think. 3 pieces of fan art to watch. I can count all of the news items on maybe 1.5 hands. And yeah, so I decided to pre-record this episode since it was going to be quite short and lame anyways. No, it's not going to be lame, just short, so yeah, let's jump right into the show then with this pre-recorded episode. Oh, sorry there. It's the first time ever doing this. I haven't pre-recorded an episode before, so I'm kind of, yeah, I don't know what to do, man. Alright, so this week, no weekly alpha because David was ill. Oh, it's too bad. He did fix one bug though. He did fix a bug, but he didn't release a new alpha because it was just one bug. But it was the sliding bug that I've been having, and lots of other people apparently, where some characters would still be sliding around after they would be hit. So that's going to be fixed in the next alpha, and that's yeah, and that's all we know. We actually do know something more, so we're gonna get into that later in the show. All right, so we have a tutorial this week. That's something at least, right? So this week we're going to talk about NPCs and patrolling. So let's jump right in here, man. Let's jump right in. So let me grab the game. I thought I had that added. There we go. Become big. There we go. Alright. So let me drag this game over there so I can see what I'm doing. And yeah. Bam, bam. So, NPCs. First up, to create an NPC, that might be a useful tool to know. You just hit the load object button there. Actually, I should be using the load item button there. So yeah, I get this item browser up and then go to the characters tab and select whichever character you want to load. And I'm going to load this guy right here. And now they're going to start fighting. So to stop that, I'm going to press C. So sit, be nice, little rabbit dudes. And yeah, as you can see, the player's character has a green spawn box, and the opponent's character, or the all the NPC characters, I guess you couldn't call them, because they're not necessarily opponents, they have a white box. So you can actually change that by pressing Ctrl P when you have it selected. So now when I play, I'm going to be this white dude instead, and I can, punch Turner. So that's kind of cool. But that's not the important part of this. We are actually going to talk a bit about the teams in Overgrowth as well, to see how this kind of works, where you can check what character will attack what character. So let's jump back into the default view, so you can see there, and then I'm going to jump into my Overgrowth folder, and then I go to data, and then into characters, and in here you have all the characters for the game. So if I load up, for example, the Civ guy, let's bring out this here so you can see it. Yeah, it's in view. Nice. If we get on here, you see team, Turner, team, guard. That means that he is on the Turner team and on the guard team, which means that he will not attack other characters that are also on the same team. And if you are playing as this character, you cannot attack the characters that are on these teams. So yeah, it's his teams. But there's a quicker way to check what guy is in what team, and that's simply by creating the 2 characters and see if they start attacking one another. So you just create a character, let's say create a wolf, and he will probably start just smacking these dudes up. He's gonna look at him for a while. Yeah, it's nice meat there. Yeah. Oh. What's going on? The wolf is stupid. Which moving? There you go. Alright. Stand up, bro. So that's how you check what characters are hostile against one another. It's quite simple. So let's make an NPC dude patrol. So to create patrol points, you just use control click on the ground and you'll create points like this. And you can tie them together by selecting one of them and holding Alt. You see the little chain icon that appears next to my cursor when I hold Alt. And just left click on another patrol node like that. And you'll create this fine line between them that will show that in which path the AI will take when he's using this patrol route. And you can unlink them by holding Alt and Shift and left clicking. So I can unlink all of these quite easily. So to make a character, actually I should probably say first, you can use Control and Alt held down at the same time with a point selected, and that will create a new point that has already a line from the point you had selected. So that's a very fast way to create fast patrol routes. So let's make Turner follow this route. It's just as simple as selecting his spawn or a node and just connecting that to his spawn or a node. So if I select the node, I need to connect it to spawn. And you see he'll start patrolling this route right away. Let me break this, and then I select the spawn and, you know, do the same thing. Just alt click and he'll start patrolling. So yeah, that's how you make him make an AI patrol route and, you know, make an NPC follow it. If you have the navigation mesh for this calculated, he will find his own way from one point to another. So if I had this point over here and there were a bunch of obstacles in his way here, he would find his way around this, so you wouldn't have to tell him that exactly where he would need to go. If you have the nav mesh calculated, so go to pathfinding, create nav mesh if you haven't already. And if you haven't done that, there will be a message here. So let me move this object to see. Baked Shadow needs update, ambient occlusion needs update, and nav mesh needs update. That means that since I moved this object here, there is a chance that my nav mesh is not working properly. So if I would move this over here, the nav mesh would still think that, oh, I cannot walk over here because the structure is here. So you need to update it so they know that this structure has moved over here. So let's Control-C that back. And the last thing that I'm going to go through in this tutorial is how to tie weapons to characters, because it's quite an easy and kind of related thing to do. So just load a weapon, go to the object item browser, I guess, and then go to the O2 tab if you want a lot of weapons, or the objects tab if you just want a few weapons. But they're easier to find here. So let's take Dog Spear, just click where you want it, and by default, the characters will just... Actually, he doesn't want to get it, so let me remove this character and turn on hostility, because apparently they don't want weapons if they're not hostile. So you see he ran and picked up that weapon there, but if I restart the level, he'll do that every time. But if you don't want that to happen, you can just... If you wonder what he's doing, he's fighting against an invisible dude, because there's a bug in the alpha that happens. So just select the weapon, hold Alt, and click the character. There will be a bug there, but when you reset the level with L, he will now spawn with the weapon instead. So he won't have to run and pick it up. And this is very useful because, you know, characters will, you know, start running around when the level starts, which is kind of annoying. And this is a very efficient way to make the player start out with the weapon as well. So that, my friends, is the end of this tutorial. That's all you need to know about NPCs and, you know, making NPCs patrol. So you should be able to make some cool levels now with some cool NPC combat, I think. So good luck with that, folks. Yeah. So let's move on with the show. That's the tutorial for this week. Let's move on to the community segment. And as usual, we start out with the fan art watch. And you should note that we are at page 99 for the fan art thread on the Wildfire forums, from where I take the images for the fan art watch. Soon we are at page 100, and I'd say that's quite the achievement. So good work, people, good work. Let's take a look at this fan art now. Left side of the image we have Steel Raven 7. Steel Raven 7 has used Overgrowth to create this scene, and he's put it together quite well. Yeah, it's just a really nice scene in Overgrowth, so well done, Steel Raven 7. In the middle we have I Want to Be an Artist, who had been working on a little animation, and that's a frame from that animation. Unfortunately, it seems like he's not going to finish it, because I'm guessing it took too long or something. But we're going to take a look at what he has so far, after we've taken a look at the rightmost image by MJ the Hunter, and that image is just looking amazing. I especially love the shape of the character, I guess. He just looks so badass when he's so thin. I don't know why, but yeah, he does. So, very well done. Steer7, I Want to Be an Artist, and MJ the Hunter. Nice work. So let's take a look at what I Want to Be an Artist has done here. Let's pop this out so you can see it a bit better.
Huh?
And that's as far as he managed to come with that animation. And it was looking good so far, so it's unfortunate that he doesn't seem to be planning on finishing it, but yeah, maybe. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. Maybe we will see it finished someday. Nice work. In any case, I Want to Be an Artist. So that's the fan art watch for this week. Let's move on to the High Desert level by Surak. Let's play this video here for that. Bam! So this level, let me bring up the topic so I can see what he said about it. So yeah, he just created his first playable level, he says. It's rather simple in design, he says, but he hopes that it's challenging and entertaining. And he also made a video of his own where he plays through it. That you can check out. This level I've played through it a few times, and yeah, it's quite a short level, but it's entertaining. It's got you know, some wall jumping parkour stuff, I guess. So if you're not very good with wall jumping, if you've never done wall jumping before, this level will be basically impossible for you, because it's got kind of a medium level wall jumping skill required, I guess. But towards the end you fight against a few rabbits, and then that's it. You can play through the level in like 2 minutes or something like that, quite easily. So it's not a long level by any means, but yeah, it's a good level for you know, for what it is, even though unfortunately it's a bit short. So yeah, that's the High Desert level created by Surak. So well done with that. And let us keep moving with the show. Let's keep moving. So that's the High Desert level. And then we move on to the community side notes, where there is nothing. There is nothing this week because, you know, Last can't even update his blood mod because there has been no new alpha. So, you know, guys, this won't work. We need those alphas, and I'm starting to get, you know, I need that alpha, man. So hopefully tomorrow for you guys, when you're watching this, there will be a new alpha, and I'm looking forward to seeing what will be in it. If we move on with the show, actually, we have first the Humble Indie Bundle. The Humble Bundle guys released a new bundle. The Humble Bundle for Android number 2. I almost said 3. That would be very incorrect. So Humble Bundle for Android foo. And this bundle contains Zenbound 2, Avadon, the Black Fortress, Cannabolt, and Cogs. And if you pay more than the average price, you also get Swords and Soldiers. So these games are available on both Windows, Mac, and Linux, as well as Android, which is of course quite cool indeed. Let's go to the site, see how that looks, see how the sales are going. Do you think this is going to be wanting to load? Looks like it's not going to want to load. Here we can see. Okay, so there are 10 days remaining right now. There will be 8 days when you're watching this, approximately, if you're watching it live. And they've sold 76,000 bundles so far, so that's quite good. For some reason, it does not want to load. I do not know why. Wow, there we go. Let's see, I want to see how much. $488,000. And it looks like the Windows. Why does that turn gray when I... Never mind. Can I click? No? Okay. Yeah, anyways. Windows are buying a lot of games. Apparently. And it looks like the Linux guys are buying more than the Mac guys this time. I don't know if that's normal, but they've usually been like pretty much 50-50. So yeah, starting to change, I guess. In that case, if that's the case, I probably have no idea whatsoever what I'm talking about. That's usually the case when it comes to, you know, stuff. So number 1, we have Humble Brony Bundle. Of course, those guys, very nice. Yeah, just in general, cool bundle, cool games. You should totally check it out and get it if you didn't know about it already. I especially enjoy Zenbound 2, which is a really cool, you know, chill out game. So yeah, that's the Humble Bundle, but let's move on to the tweets. We have 1 tweet this week as well. Oh my goodness, this is a short episode. Look at this agenda. Look at it. Look at it. So we have this tweet. Let's actually not load that on the same page. Let's do that. So David says, looking into pathfinding AI for jumping and climbing. This might get complicated. And I think it might be, but you know, you're David, so shouldn't be a problem, I guess. And I think that's quite exciting, actually. You know, AI jumping and climbing pathfinding. We're going to have our AI dudes jumping around, climbing around, so now we won't be able to just jump up on a roof and then stand there and looking at them. But I do hope that he manages to create a good pathfinding code for Overgrowth when it comes to the jumping and stuff like that, because it would be really amazing if the AI actually could find good paths around with the jumping. And maybe even wall jumping. That would be pretty much, yeah, pretty insane if they could like wall jump up these cylinders and stuff like that. Huh. But yeah, that's you don't need to do that, David. It's fine if you just do the normal jumping, just jumping, climbing. It'll be great. But yeah, still, I'm looking forward to seeing this working, because now we won't be able to hide anymore. So next alpha, man, next alpha tomorrow. Check it out. Alpha 173, I think. Now I need to check. Is it Alpha 173? 170... 170... I think it's 173. Let's say it's 173. It might be 171. We'll see. In any case, that is the end of the show. That is the end of the show. So yeah, check out ogweekly.com for the archives and stuff like that, and also our channel on YouTube called OG Weekly. And next week, Anton will be back, and hopefully we'll have a new alpha that time as well. So yeah, thank you for watching once again, and I'll see you guys next week.